2024, around the end of it and beginning of 2025, every conversation I had was about seeds. I literally could not go anywhere without talking about seeds. I don't know why, but it's starting to make sense now. um, so let me. It's Loki far. I don't actually know where it is. Okay, we're gonna be lazy. Since it's not as close to me, I'm not gonna look for it. But yeah, I talked about seeds with everybody and anybody. I met up with people who grew trees, grew gardens, and I was just talking about analogies and philosophies about planting, seeding, harvesting, sowing, reaping. What is a plant? What are decisions? What are choices? Little by little, all these things. So here's my recollection on that. It's starting to make sense now. I think life is like seeds. um, when you grow, it takes a while for you to grow up. For a tree, it takes a while for a tree to grow. We start off as these little things: sperm, egg, zygote, boom, seed. Um, shoot, it's actually not good because I'm not remembering now. You forget the things the moment you need them, but it's okay. Yeah, our lifespans are very similar. Our life journeys are very similar to trees. If we're being poured into by the right people, we will grow. It's a big, thick one, depending on what type of tree we are, genetics matter too. If we're in shallow dirt, we will not grow. And even if we do grow, we will fall. Um, Lord knows. When I was younger, I could only speak in analogies, and I feel like I'm only speaking an analogy now, but it's okay. I'll connect the dots. Seeds. Um, a seed grows into a tree or whatever seed-like thing it grows into, then that seed-like object, tree-like object grows into another thing, and its only job is to bear fruit, and that fruit's only job is to make seeds to repeat the process. A fruit's only function, I don't know, like to me it's like, oh boom. I hope this hits somebody and they're like, oh boom. But a seed's only function is to bear a fruit's only function is to bear seeds. Seeds turn into saplings grow and eventually turn into trees or tree-like things, and they bear fruit. And our fruit's only job is to bear seeds, and that process repeats and repeats over time, right? Seeds take forever to grow, and they're so easy to be damaged when they're growing. People, as we're growing and we're becoming, the wrong decisions will steer the direction of your life. Unironically, it's actually so easy to destroy a tree when it's growing up, and like it's very tiny stages. But whenever a tree becomes a youth, it's more like you try to chop it down. It's still gonna grow back up because it's growing. It's slowly gonna grow. Slowly gonna grow. You're gonna hinder its process. You're gonna like geotrophism, phototrophism, right? They're gonna try to look for light. We try to look for light and brightness in people, and based on that, we grow towards that light. And that light could be whatever that calling is or whatever. People, right? We try to look for people that inspire us in our own ways, whether it be art, whether it be music, whether it be doctors, whether it be scientists, whether it be teachers. The people who inspire us the most is why we become what we become. Um, yeah, I was talking to one of my friends. We were talking for a really long time, and he was talking about why he wants to be a teacher. It's because of the teacher he had when he was in middle school. And like these small things influence us so much that we become these things because of the things that are poured into us. A tree needs water, right? Water, carbon dioxide, sunlight, and nutrients from the soil, right? Carbon dioxide is what we give out, and carbon dioxide is toxicity, and they turn that toxicity into good oxygen. We need struggle. Hear me. I think we need a little bit of discomfort. I'll take discomfort, not necessarily struggle. Discomfort allows to shape you to who you become so you can pour out good. Maybe you don't need discomfort, when that may be the wrong word, but as we get these things, it starts to click. This year, I'm talking so much about becoming. I'm literally almost said Bikumi. That's my friend's name, but we literally, I think life is a journey about becoming. I think we do things and they eventually add up and they make sense later on. Becoming. Um, tree needs to be planted in a good place. But even if a tree's planted in a bad place, it will still grow and try to figure itself out. Us, even if I'm born in the richest of riches and the lowest of lows, it may kind of set certain things, but I can still figure it out if I'm hungry and there's opportunities. Oh my gosh, like a tree, you can use an axe. It takes forever to grow, forever to grow. But in a short while, you can tear it down. If I put in a day's work, I actually met a dude who cuts down trees. I think this is another thing. I can't escape the word seeds, trees, soil, planting, everything about like the up planting process of a tree and whatnot, and the grove and all these words. I can't escape it. But give me a day. Or there's this Abraham Lincoln quote about if you gave me 8 hours to cut down a tree or whatever, I would spend this first 6 sharpening my axe. I'm still trying to figure out what that means. But it doesn't take that long to cut down a tree, but it takes forever to build it back up. I think that's like us. It takes forever to grow. Not forever, but it takes a while. It takes a while to become. But certain things in life can chop us down. Hit me with a bullet, I'm down. But I'm not even talking about like physically, I'm talking about emotionally. There's people who will drain you, there's people who will take from you. And yeah, but a tree, when it bears fruit in 100-fold. Like an apple tree, comes from a little tiny seed, apple seed. And whenever even if the apple tree bears 30 apples, that's 100-fold. Whatever the numbers, that's 300-fold. Who cares? It doesn't actually matter. But it's gonna maximize the thing. Whatever opportunities you're given, whatever position you get, it's to maximize what you got and give out more from it. I think it's a responsibility of people to make sure people don't experience what you experience. That's why people write books, dang it. People will tell you through books, I experienced this horrible thing, or this is how I got to this, and that. Read this. Here's some stuff from my mindset that really helped me. Pick it up and start running, executing. Right? I think it's our responsibility to guide the next generation to become greater than us, to love better, to cook better, to smell better, to love Jesus better, to love each other better, to be together. Right? We shouldn't be separating each other by like race and dumb stuff. I don't really see separation by race at the moment. I'm around really mixed people and whatnot, mixed groups. But I think that's the thing that we try to use to put people against each other and whatnot. Anyways, back to trees and fruit. The thing about trees, actually, what's the title? What's it called? You can literally get a branch. You can literally get an apple tree branch, cut it, drill it to a spigot type hole, put it in an orange tree branch with enough nutrients that apple tree branch will still work. There's something innate in our DNAs that's just meant to produce fruit. And this low-key sounds like a sermon, lol. But I can't escape the word seeds, trees, and planting, but it's low-key making sense because I think that we go through, even the idea of going from 0 to 1 is really hard. From soil to seed to dirt to growing to an adult is really hard. Not even an adult to become, right? I think we start actualizing. Actualizing is the wrong word. Shout out Maslow. I think we start understanding self or like having identity, or more like, awareness. I think we start being aware at like 12 years old. Probably younger for most people, but I think for most people they're like, whoa, a little bit more aware at 12 years old. And it's a journey, and there's things that can shake you and make you and whatnot, and it's the journey of becoming. And a good tree provides shade for people. A good tree provides food. A good tree, even a good farmer, right? A good farmer uses the produce, whatever things that the seeds give him, the trees give him, he uses some for the next harvest. He uses some to feed his family. He uses some to sell, to make money, to be able to provide other things for his family. And I think we're like a tree. We have so many branches. There's so many parts of us that make us whole, and even if you cut off those parts, we'll grow back, but it takes time. Yeah. It all takes time. It all takes time. As I look back at old pictures of myself, I'm like, dog, I don't think I've really grown. I have grown. And like I have grown. I don't think I've really grown from these certain ages, but I have. I used to be like 5'5", or like I used to be short, dude. And my little sister was taller than me for years, and I used to like pray. God, let me be taller than my little sister. Now I'm like the tallest person in my house, so you know, it worked. But a tree takes a while to grow. Some trees grow longer and taller than others. Some trees go shorter and whatever. But yeah, life is like a tree. That's what this video is going to be called. Life is like a seed. Life is like a tree. Life is like a tree.